Hello friends, it's your favorite dysfunctional scientist, and this is the series on medieval diseases that have come back to bite us. Rickets is on the rise. It's increased 22% since the 1970s, and doctors are blaming breastfeeding. If you're not familiar with rickets, it is a childhood bone condition that causes the bones in the legs to bow under the weight of the child. Most of the time, the condition is caused by malnutrition. Not getting enough vitamin D, phosphate, or calcium can cause rickets. However, obesity rates have skyrocketed in the developed world, and rickets is continuing to rise. The most sensitive group are those who are 2 to 5, and at least in the United States, about 20% of that group is obese. Some doctors want to blame breastfeeding because human milk has very little vitamin D in it relative to things like formula, which are supplemented, and they did find an increased risk of rickets among those who are breastfed exclusively. But if that makes very little sense to you, let me explain. Call me crazy, but we're kind of evolved to breastfeed our child. The issue is more likely that we just are not going outside. You need about 15 to 20 minutes of direct sunlight in order to photosynthesize your vitamin D. Kinda like how a plant needs sunlight. This is probably also the reason for the increased instances of osteoporosis, despite the fact we eat about 700 pounds of dairy a year. How is that possible? It's like 2 pounds a day. Clearly, dietary vitamin D is not enough. Go put yourself in some sunlight.